Did you know that 20 years ago, only 1 in 10,000 births were diagnosed with autism? Today, it's 1 in 88 births, and the numbers keep rising all over the world. Research has proven that it's so important to take action early to help your child with autism reach their full potential. Acting early can make all the difference. Current studies have also shown that in-home therapy for children with autism can run as high as $60,000 a year or more. Let me repeat that, $60,000 a year or more. So what's a loving and concerned parent to do? In this free presentation, you're going to find out how to support your child with autism in reaching their full potential in the most effective, affordable, and simple way possible. This free video might not be up on this website for too long, so close down Facebook, log off your email, listen carefully, and take notes. Hi, I'm Sandra Arntzen, a specialist with over 20 years of experience of working with children with autism spectrum disorder. We've never met, but the fact that you're here today tells me that you desperately want to do the right thing to help and support your child. I've worked with literally hundreds of parents who've been on a similar journey to you. Look, I understand that initially the news that your precious child has some form of autism is shocking. I imagine that when you initially got the diagnosis, you probably had some pretty overwhelming emotions, including guilt, sadness, confusion, fear, and worry. Whether you got the diagnosis some time ago or whether you got it recently, one thing you know for sure is that life for you and your family is not going to be what you expected. Perhaps you're even thinking you'll never get through this and that your child will never have the opportunities or experiences you dreamed of for them. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, if you're the parent of a child with autism, the first thing you must know is your child can have a happy and fulfilling life. But you must act early. Studies have shown this is absolutely crucial. That's why I can't stress enough how urgent it is for you to watch every second of this free presentation. Current research has shown that most children with autism don't show much improvement on their own during the second year of life. It's possible you already noticed this, and that was one of the reasons you initially looked for a diagnosis. For example, typical signs of autism include not responding to his or her name, rarely smiling back at someone who smiles at them, rarely trying to talk with others, language delays, having poor eye contact and preferring to be alone, lack of response to directions or giving unrelated answers, doing something over and over again in repetitive play, unusual or strange movements like flapping hands or turning their hands in circles, getting upset by minor changes, unusual reactions to the way things taste, smell, sound, look, or feel. I understand this can be very distressing for you, especially when, through no fault of your own, you experience a lack of connection with your child. Remember, the world can be a very confusing and stressful place for your child as they try to make sense of things. That's why children with autism need extra focused help to learn skills other children their age usually learn on their own. Acquiring these skills can open the doors to their entire future, with more successful social interactions, better communication, and yes, more friends. It's especially important that your child with autism has every opportunity to understand and enjoy social interactions, so they can interact and relate as much as possible to their loved ones and friends, and so you can find more joy in your relationship with your child. It's one of the most troubling aspects of parenting a child with autism. Because instead of the give and take of affection, laughter, and joy you were expecting to happen naturally with your child, you find yourself at a loss about what to do to reach them. It's so important that you get this because no matter how difficult or even impossible things may seem right now, once you begin learning how you must behave with your child, there can be amazing change in your child's life and the life of your entire family. And it's not as difficult as you might think. All you need are the right tools. Research proves that when you know the ways to help your child with autism interact, communicate, and play with others, you can become a champion for your child. Let's face it, no one starts a family expecting they'll have a child with special needs. Discovering your child has autism can sometimes result in a lot of sadness and even shame for parents. Along with that is the helpless feeling that you just don't know where to turn for solid information and support as you begin your journey. The good news is all this can change beginning right now, because I'm going to help you zero in on your child's strengths and tap into powerful ways to build their self-confidence. After 2 decades of working with children with autism, I felt called to create this ABC simple blueprint for parents, grandparents, and caregivers. Easy to use, step-by-step tools to support your child in reaching their full potential in the most effective and manageable way possible. This is going to be an extremely important day for you. But first, let's take a moment to get better acquainted. As I mentioned, I began working with children on the spectrum 20 years ago. I was eager to enter a graduate program while attending UCLA, so I volunteered my services as an intern as my first step. Honestly, at that time, I'd never even heard the word autism before. I didn't know what it was. Remember, back then, there wasn't even a way to Google autism. On my first day as an intern, I was sent up to the 8th floor, where, through a two-way mirror, I saw a room full of beautiful children working with their therapists. I saw an aggressive child with no language. Another child had language, but he was only able to communicate by reciting the entire script from a popular movie, word for word. I'd never seen anything like it. Then there was the adorable little boy who knew anything and everything about firefighters. This was my very first observation of the variable spectrum of autism, and I knew right then and there I wanted to work with these incredible children. I started taking part in the program and absolutely loved it. These kids had such an amazing array of talents and abilities. It was incredible and challenging, too. I soon discovered the most difficult part of my training was when I'd sit in on meetings with parents when they were given their child's diagnosis of autism. It was always a very difficult day. Their concerns and emotions were many, but there was always a similar theme. There was often sadness, anger, confusion, and a whole lot of questions like, what does this mean for my child? How will this affect my child's future? How will it affect our family life? How will it affect my other children? And, of most important, am I making the right choices for my child? These reactions and questions stayed with me. And over the years, as I continued working with literally hundreds of children on the spectrum, I knew there was something more to be done. You see, I worked with children across many environments, including hospitals, private homes, schools, and my office. I've seen firsthand what works and what doesn't work. I've heard almost every question a parent has about their child's autism, including questions you may be afraid to ask, but really should ask. And through it all, I've been able to build proven, powerful, and simple step-by-step tools that are literally a blueprint of what you need to do to help your child reach their full potential. The strategies I've developed genuinely work, but don't just take my word for it. On this website, you'll find many reviews and comments from real people, parents, carers, and fellow professionals who've used my simple blueprint and who've seen real and fast results. Look, every parent of a child with autism hopes for at least 4 things. 1. Your child will have friends. 2. Your child will reach their full potential. 3. Your child will be able to function independently. And 4. Your child will be happy. It's so important that you understand this simple fact. There is hope for your child's future. I'm often asked how my approach to working with children with autism is different. One of the greatest honors I can ever receive is when a parent tells me, as one mother did, "You're the first person who taught me how to love my child." Of course, she was committed to caring for her child, but she simply hadn't known how to do so effectively. And in the process of using the simple blueprint I gave her, her love and appreciation for her child blossomed, and that's a beautiful thing. Sadly, far too many parents tell me that when they call various therapists about working with their child, it's a rather gloomy scenario. They tell me it's clinical, robotic, and grim. Maybe you've already experienced this for yourself? That's just not how I approach working with children with autism. The thing is, I simply don't see them differently than other kids. I see who they are as a person, and I think these kids are amazing, beautiful, and filled with their own special light. That's why often when I meet with a child for the first time, I see something unique and endearing about them right from the start. It's not all that unusual for me to say to the parent, "You are so lucky to have this child." But many times they'll look at me sadly, saying, "But they have autism." Well, yes. The fact of the matter is, Every child has something precious and wonderful to give, including yours. Look, I want you to know that your child is a treasure. Your child is a blessing. Your child is amazing. Your child is a child first, a miracle. Any diagnosis is secondary. I know that you never expected to grow up and be a parent of a child with special needs. Autism came without an invitation, but it came with a secret prize inside, a doorway to your deeper compassion, your deepest wells of strength and of love. There's always hope, even when things feel hopeless. There's always joy, even when stress blots joy from your vision. And there are always choices, even if you can't see them right away. This journey will be filled with laughter, bumps in the road, and landscapes of discovery that you've never even dreamed of, not only in your child's growth, but in your own. And I'd be honored to help you open the door that helps you see all the unique beauty of your child. In just a few seconds, you can discover the powerful and easy-to-use techniques that can transform what could potentially be a life filled with chaos and frustration into a life that will bring more happiness, peace, and harmony to your child, to you, and to your family. All you have to do is make a smart decision today. There's no question that tools as powerful as the Ultimate Autism Solution could easily command a fee many times more than what you'll invest today. Remember, some in-home early intervention programs can run as high as $60,000. Working with most therapists and educators in a professional setting can cost as much as $150 per hour. That's enough to trigger a meltdown of your own. And while there are programs that can help with the cost, why not start flexing your proactive muscle by helping yourself and your child in an entirely affordable way? The next action you should take on behalf of yourself and your child is to make an investment so very small and reasonable, there's absolutely nothing to keep you from following this proven and powerful blueprint for coping with autism. Quite simply, I feel an obligation to keep this extremely affordable for you so you can focus on what's most important, your child. That's why right now, I'm making the Ultimate Autism Solution tools available to you for the heavily subsidized price below. One of the ways I can keep the price so low is by creating the program in digital format so you can instantly access all your tools through a private membership site. That way, you won't have to pay any shipping or production costs, and you can get started immediately without losing precious time waiting for the program to arrive. Now, even though I've done everything I can to make this a very easy decision for you, I realize it's possible you may still have some concerns. I want to make this a stress-free decision for you by removing any barriers that may hold you back. So, rest assured, you have a complete 60-day money-back guarantee. Put the 12-step Ultimate Autism Solution blueprint to the test over the next 60 days. If for any reason whatsoever you're not truly pleased and even thrilled with how effective my strategies are, just let me know by sending me a quick email to support@ultimateautismsolution.com with the subject refund. That's all you have to do. I'll personally assure you receive a full refund immediately. No hassles, no drama, no fine print. This is the most inclusive guarantee I can give you, and I'm happy to do so. It's a matter of professional integrity for me. Don't forget, I'll be there with you every step of the way, guiding and encouraging you to success. When you join the Ultimate Autism Solution, you'll be part of a community, and that means I'll be there to provide you with dedicated one-on-one advice should you need it. Any questions or concerns you may have, all you need to do is drop me a line and I'll respond right away. But for that reason, I can't promise that I'll be keeping this open for too long. Remember, just 1 hour of consulting time from an experienced professional in this field can run at least $150. I'd love to keep this open to as many parents as possible, but to provide the kind of dedicated, one-on-one personal support that each member of the Ultimate Autism Solution community deserves, there are only so many spots that I can keep open. At this point, the only question left to answer is this. Are you ready to make a commitment to creating a happier future for your child? There's no question you can't assure the best for your child's future without being directly involved. I know you care deeply, or you wouldn't be watching this right now. You undoubtedly want to give your child with autism everything they deserve in life. And with what I have created for you in the Ultimate Autism Solution, you can. All you have to do is take action today. It's the ultimate gift of love you could ever give your child, and in the process, it's a gift to yourself as well. Then prepare for an exciting journey together. I can't promise it will always be easy, but I can promise it'll be well worth it. Your access link is below. You're just 7 clicks away from accessing your step-by-step tools in the Ultimate Autism Solution members area. Just click on the order link below, and on the next page you'll be taken to a secure payment form where you can activate your 60-day trial immediately. Thanks for watching, and I hope to speak with you again on the inside.